FBS move, but they did win the A-Sun last year. Their 7th conference title since 2014, and they're 2-2 in their last 4 games against
We
FBS
know. We already know.
2-2, including that win against your alma mater and FIU as well out of CUSA. So to start their season off with a bang, quarterback Zion Webb is a guy we got to keep an eye on here tonight.
Second in the A-Sun in touchdowns. He led the Gamecocks with 24 total touchdowns last season, 13 rushing and 10 passing. Petitioned for a 7th year of eligibility. Kind of, when your college career goes through COVID and a lot of other things, he's back in the saddle for this team, and they're really excited because, look, he's not the guy that's going to necessarily make a lot of things happen with his arm, but he is a dynamic playmaker who can make things happen. Really elusive in the pocket, and you have to really know where he's at and get him down, keep him corralled, and not let him get loose.
No doubt. And if I'm Zion Webb, I'm glad to have my 7th year, and I'm also glad to have a returning running back who led the team last year, and my leading wide receiver in Sterling Galvan. You can see the talent. He's 5'10", 180, he can quick around the edge. Just get the ball in his hands, find a way to get guys to miss. He's got really smooth route running capability, the ability to get behind the defense. And I love his field awareness where he is. Look at this one. Back in the end zone, keeps that foot down to get the touchdown pass. Clearly, he's his favorite target.
28 catches, 400 yards, over 400 last year for him. On the other side of the field is UTEP, which has steadily improved under Dana Dimmel the last few seasons. And with a brand new Conference USA schedule, expectations have been raised.
The expectations for us is to play at a high level as quickly as possible and to play UTEP football. I think we're building a brand at UTEP. We have a certain way we play games, and we got to impose our will on people.
Hankins left side at the 5, spins at the goal line. He's in. Deion Hankins, touchdown Miners.
The expectations are simple. Just get a winning season, make it to a bowl game, and win conference championship.
Being chased left, and he's going to be sacked as Tyrese Knight came on the blitz.
The expectation for us is really a 10-win season and win a conference championship and really just win a bowl game. I want to say they have a 56-year drought, so really just change that overall.
Tyrese Knight is exactly right. UTEP hasn't won a bowl game since 1967, although they did earn a bid 2 years ago. The turnaround under Dana Dimmel has taken some time, but the Miners have really improved across the board the last 2 seasons and have a chance to take a big step forward this year, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, you start off 1-11 back-to-back years. It is so tough to change a culture around, and why his overall record's a little misleading. But we saw that last 2 years. Things are starting to go in the right direction. Now you got 9 players back on the offense, 7 on the defense. You're starting to think, oh, we can get this thing headed in the right direction in a big way.
Yeah, you got 16 returning starters for the team, but we say that because it speaks of continuity from year to year. But that 7 returning starters on defense is a bit misleading, okay, because 5 of their projected starters are transfers in. They got some dudes along the line of scrimmage to go along with Tyrese Knight and some of those guys, Praise, Amin Wale, to go along with those guys that are doing work on defense. They have a good reason to have a lot of confidence in what they're doing because of the continuity returning and the dudes they have.
We've heard you say it.
Dudes.
If you got dudes, you got a chance, right? How about some UTEP players to watch tonight? Who are the dudes? Who you keep an eye on, Kevin?
Well, talk about it. Look, it's Deion Hankins. Look, leading rushing returner from last season, 701 yards, ranked 4th in Conference USA rushing in league games only with 563. Second team All-Conference USA and was named to the 2023 Doak Walker watch it list for this season.
I mean, but what's the most important position in the game, Casey? It's quarterback, and Gavin Hardison is a pretty special one. He's approaching 10,000 career passing yards, which he should get this season. He's got to make a little bit better decisions, but it's tough when you've been playing on a team trying to come from behind a lot of times. But if he plays to his capabilities, this team will be time.
Caught at the 5 and into the end zone.
This is all that's good about college football.
Tonight, we welcome newcomer Jacksonville State to Conference USA. The Gamecocks host the UTEP Miners. Touchdown, UTEP!
Touchdown, Jacksonville State.
Let's do this. It's time to kick off the 2023 college football season. And And we start our season in Jacksonville, Alabama, home of the Gamecocks, home of Rich Rodriguez. And in his second year, they arrive in Conference USA and at the FBS level. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. Very, very warm late afternoon in Jacksonville. UTEP and Jacksonville State open up Conference USA. Rich Waltz along with Aaron Taylor, Amanda Guerra will join us shortly. This is really cool. To start the season is fun, but to start it with a conference game and a team making their FBS debut and conference debut is even better.
Man, we made it, buddy. It's finally here. I was getting text messages all day from my friends saying, man, it's finally here. Can you believe it? This is the day that we wanted. Talking season is finally over. And you're right, for Jack State, this is a historic night. Appalachian State, Boise State, UCF all made this sort of move at one time in their program's history. They're going to be fired up.
They are fired up. It should be a good crowd despite the heat right now. The Gamecocks were 9-2 last year at FCS. And here they are. They averaged last year over 18,000 fans a game. And the Gamecocks arrived. It took them a while, Aaron Taylor. Just 113 seasons to get here. They've had a lot of success. And I think Rich Rodriguez is the perfect coach for this situation.
No doubt. Good things come to those that wait. And Rich Rod has been Coach of the Year in 4 different conferences, and he's really made a name for himself by turning programs around quickly with his innovative style of offense.
And his offense is perfect for Zion Webb, their quarterback.
Oh, this is a guy that's going to be fun to watch tonight. He's a 7th-year senior, if you can believe that, but he's a true dual-threat quarterback, but he's a throw-first guy. He did have 13 rushing touchdowns last year, but this staff wants to be more balanced this year, which means Zion Webb's legs have to be as good as his arm as they move forward.
Historically, wins have been tough to get in El Paso. Ask Dana Dimmel in years 1 and 2, but it really feels like he's turning the corner.
Well, this is going to be something that they're going to have to prove tonight. Winning on the road has been their Achilles heel. He's got the defense, the veteran quarterback, and an offensive line to get it done.
And he's got this strong-arm quarterback. Gavin Hardison is a veteran, and Tyron Smith is a dangerous deep threat.
Hardison has a rocket, but he's got to set his feet tonight. And Tyron Smith had over 1,000 yards a year ago, has a chance to be the first minor in history with back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons.
A lot of accomplishments. Rich Rodriguez said, hey, I'm dressing as a coach for hot weather. So he looks like he's ready to go. West Virginia, Michigan, Arizona, all the innovations. And the weather right now is pretty grueling. 120 on the field. It feels like it's 100. But you know what? Let's go.
Feels like it's 130 inside my suit, I'll tell you that.
The Miners will kick it off. The Conference USA opener is underway, and a fair catch. And here comes an offense that you need to hold on to your seat for, because Jacksonville State, as Rich Rodriguez has designed, will play extremely fast. Zion Webb is the trigger man. He obviously can run it and throw it.
They were the 3rd fastest offense on the FCS level, and that's really one of the things that they use as an advantage. We're going to hear later from Amanda about the effect that the weather's going to have all game long, because it's going to affect everybody, us up here in the booth included.
9-2 last year were the Gamecocks. They were not eligible for the postseason. That was in FCS. Webb, quick throw. That's Michael Petway, dangerous guy. Torrey Richardson up to get him. And quickly, this offense, a young offensive line, that's an issue.
They're young at the right tackle position, but they do return 4 starters, so that experience will help them.
Shotgun for Webb, another short throw. On the money, this is out to the 34. It's short of the first down. Well, let's see what the spot is. Sterling Galvin makes the catch. The initial spot had him behind the 34, but they mark it at the 35, and that's a first down.
And that's great. That first down in a hurry-up offense is so important. And how about back-to-back passes to start this season?
They ran it 63% of the time last year. Ron Wiggins with the carry, and he's out to the 38-yard line. Run defense, that's the specialty for this UTEP defense. At least it was last year.
This was Conference USA's best. Brad Pavito's unit did a really nice job. They returned 8 starters off of that unit, and they have a sizable advantage up front along the line of scrimmage.
Webb will keep it, and good containment. It's a good front 4 for UTEP. It's a loss of 1, and it's 3rd down.
UTEP there brought some pressure from the boundary side as Webb started to try to draw it up inside, collapsed on him.
Webb collapses again, and down he goes at the 32. Praise Amehule, the senior defensive end, one of the best defensive players in Conference USA.
Praise Amehule, maybe the best player in all of Conference USA. He's right there. You see him. He just chucks aside Will Osteen, the redshirt sophomore out of White Plains, Alabama. And getting after the quarterback was something that UTEP did an excellent job a year ago. And that's a way to end this drive here early to start this season.
Marcus Bellin is deep for UTEP. Jack Dawson, the Australian, to punt it away. Ball was flying pregame for all the kickers. That one almost hit a UTEP player, and it rolls all the way inside the 10 and inside the 5. My goodness. 63-yard punts. We are underway in Conference USA. Scoreless in Jacksonville, Alabama.
Meet the team behind the team. The coach, the manager, and the snack dad, all using Chase to keep up with their finances. The coach helps save goals here because she saved for soccer camp there. And check this out. The manager deposited a check. Magic. And the snack dad, he's getting paid back. Orange slices. Because this team all has Chase. Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Chase, make more of what's yours.
When you drive a Ram, summer is more than a season. It's an opportunity to load up on more toys, to stop looking for fun and be the one who brings it, and to make every day even more inviting than the last, so you can get more in before the sun goes down. Make this the summer you drive America's best light-duty pickup.
At FanDuel, we know how great it is to celebrate a win. And we want everyone to celebrate this NFL season.
Deion Hankins in the backfield. Hankins is one of the strongest running backs you'll come across. Someone lost a helmet. Hankins gets outside the 5 to the 6. Chris Hardy with the stop. Gavin Hardison out of Hobbs, New Mexico. And you can see his numbers last season. And Aaron, they'd love to see him play better on the road.
Certainly, he had so many interceptions on the road. 11 of the 12 that this team threw last year came on the road. 8 of those were Hardison. They've got to clean that up to start this season off the way they'd like.
A lot of speed with this Jacksonville State defense. Hankins hit maybe a yard. Fred Perry, the sophomore. The Miners up front are big and good.
They're an extremely seasoned veteran offensive line. They return 4 starters, but Zuri Henry, the right tackle, shows up at number 68. He's got 25 starts underneath his belt that goes all the way back to 2018. Jeremiah Byers took off, hit the portal, went to Florida State, but this is this conference's best offensive line, and they're going to need them at their best here this afternoon.
3rd down 8. See if they bring pressure. Hardison from his end zone. Strong throw. Deflected and incomplete. Ballard, there's a flag down right at the 9-yard line. Ballard had it for an instant. Derek Carter, who's an excellent cover man, was all over him, maybe too much so.
Zach Alley loves to dial up that pressure, but I agree with you. Like a hold out there on the perimeter, and that may be a fresh set of downs here for UTEP.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense. The penalty is enforced. 10 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
This was good protection up inside, but to your point, they bring 5, but it's solid up front. You see Hardison, when he sets his feet, he's an accurate passer, but a little too aggressive for Jack State out there on the perimeter. They were one of the better teams in the country of not being penalized a year ago. That was a big one here early.
Hankins in the backfield. Hardison looks like he's changing the play. First possession for UTEP. Conference USA opener, Jacksonville, Alabama. Hankins' 3rd carry, and he's gone nowhere all 3 times. He may be outsized, but no one's going to out-hit these guys. J-Rock Swain with the stop.
Really enjoyed meeting with him, but take a look. He's going to be right here. He started off the line, and right before the ball snapped, he got up there, and bam, he extends, throws the tight end by, and comes off. Short does not mean small. J-Rock is 260 pounds. He's a hard-headed cement mixer. And boy, did he just make a heck of a play there off the edge.
When UTEP throws it, they want to throw it deep. We talked about Tyron Smith, but they've got speed with some of their other wideouts.
See that movement there. It's so hard to pick that up front.
They'll keep it on the ground and get out to the 33-yard line. Mike Franklin with the carry. Here's the defense. They'll bring pressure, especially from the edge.
And they've been bringing Quay Drake, the transfer from ULM, off the edge unblocked, and they're not accounting for him. UTEP's plays are developing slowly. That Drake's speed off that outside edge has made a couple tackles right at the line of scrimmage.
Chris Hardy on one end, Swain the other end. Drake and Hale, the linebackers, are really good, and some terrific cover men. 3rd down and 4. Movement and a flag. No whistles, though. Hardison's throw, caught by Akari, misses one man, and is bounced off of the 45-yard line. He lands at the 46. Perry with the stop. That's good composure by Hardison to keep the play going, because everybody else seemed like they were waiting for a whistle.
Offside, number 23, defense. That penalty's declined. Result of the play is a 1st down.
That's Colby Fuquay just getting a little excited. He had his number dialed up on the blitz. He's right there off the right side. Comes across. He's in the neutral zone when Andrew Meyer snaps the football, becomes a free play, and they target Kelly Akari, a wide receiver that they're really expecting to step up this season.
On 1st and 10, Hankins gets outside this time, and across midfield. That's a helmet, not the football that flew out of there. And he's into Jacksonville State territory at the 49. Yeah, they're big up front, and Jacksonville State, and Rich Rodriguez told us this, still going to have to catch up size-wise as they make this jump FCS to FBS.
And that's typically what you see, Rich. At the FCS level, you get a lot of players that maybe didn't qualify academically at the FBS level that drop down, so you can fill those positions easily, but it's really the lines of scrimmage that prove to be the difference.
2nd down and 5. Hardison stepping, throwing deep. Akari is there. Akari has it. Touchdown, UTEP. 49 yards. What a way to start the season. Hardison to Akari.
Read the tempo, you gotta go! Hey, Ronnie, you gotta go!
Rich, this is the arm strength that Gavin Hardison brings to the table. Look at that pocket. He's able to step in it and put that ball on the money in tight coverage. Akari just simply outran Kokora Tarnu on the go route, and the Miners up early on the road, 7-0. Soon to be if they make this kick, but that's the sort of big play that they thought was going to be the difference makers that the Gamecocks were worried about.
Resulting in a touchdown. The play is under further review.
All right, the play is under review. We have yet to see a look. Here's our first look to see if Akari possessed it and didn't lose it on his way down. Catch.
Oh.
Under his arm.
That's not a catch. That is an incredible defensive play by Kokora Tarnu. He gets his left hand on the football right as Akari started to bring it into his body, and he falls on top of it on the ground, Rich. I believe they're going to overturn this.
Akari's arm was underneath it. The question is, was that arm securing the ball when it hit? Because the ball, if you secure it and it moves when you hit, it can still be a catch, but not sure. I don't know that the arm secured it and there was a lot of movement.
The movement is okay, but you see right there, he gets his left hand on it and he loses control and he basically falls on it. If the ground's not there and his body doesn't cover it, there's no way Akari makes that catch. This should get overturned.
I'm with you on this. This is a Conference USA crew, obviously. Conference USA opener. Ron Hudson is the referee. Todd Rath is the replay official. And a long look, certainly.
So, Rich, that was a 2nd and 5 play, so assuming this gets turned around, Jack State will have a chance to get themselves off the field with a 3rd and 5. That was just beautifully executed all around. A great pass by Hardison, a beautiful route by Akari, and just a little bit at the end by Kokora Tarnu to get his left hand on the ball right as Akari was trying to secure it. Man, the season isn't very long, but there were 3 pluses and positives there on both sides of the football.
And of course, if they are overturning it, you got to get down in distance and get back. Where was the spot? I think everybody, including the chain gang, was racing down the field after that catch and touchdown. We have a couple of other looks. Let's see.
Tarnu's hand right there's the difference maker in this play. Never gave up on it, and neither did Akari. His concentration to try to cover that ball back up. 2 football players playing hard, making plays there.
After review, it was determined the receivers did not complete the process of the catch as he went to the ground, resulting in an incomplete pass. Ball will be returned to the 49-yard line and will be a 3rd pass.
Well, you were right. Way to go.
Well,
you're in midseason form.
That was a pretty clean, easy one. I got let off the hook there maybe a little bit, but that just gave a jolt of energy to this stadium and this Jacksonville State defense that's been able to get some penetration here early. My guess is Zach Alley, their defensive coordinator, is going to dial up some pressure here at midfield.
Hardison's arm strength there. Some of you are wondering, well, wait a minute, the name on the back isn't Hardison. That is in honor of Luke Laufenberg, the former miner who passed away with cancer back in 2019. It's an honor for any player to wear that jersey and wear that name, and Hardison has done it the last 2 years and will do it here in his final year. 3rd down 5. They'll draw, and this is going to be interesting because they're going to gain maybe 3 yards, and this 4th down and 2 just past midfield.
I'm UTEP, and I'm here on the road, and that's something that I've struggled with. You know that this Jack State offense can put up points. I'm not surprised here with this down and distance and the position on the field that Dimmel's making this call. It's the right one.
Every tight end they have is on the field. Look at this set.
Jack State wasn't ready.
This looks like a rugby play.
Got to stay on sides. Remember, 2 penalties so far for the Gamecocks.
It looks like that's what they're just trying to do, is draw them off sides. Play clock's down. Now they're going to run a play. Hardison in trouble, and he's hit, and it's disaster for UTEP. From what looked like a touchdown to a sack on 4th down and 2, and great field position for the Gamecocks.
They were trying to hit the tight end and sneak him out. Colby Fuqua grabbed a hold of him right there, and it doesn't let him go, and the backside pressure gets home, and the game's first turnover. Jack State is feeling themselves, coming up with big plays on the defensive side. FBS ain't too big for us, baby.
PNC Bank, you can find us in big cities and small towns across the U.S., where our focus is to always support the people who live and work there. Because you call these communities home, and we do too. PNC Bank.
Give it up for the big hurt, Frank Thomas.
Congratulations, Frank.
Hey, Andy, Doug, you guys look great.
Hey, I feel great, too. Ever since you told me about Nugenix Total T, I'm crushing my workouts.
Thanks to Nugenix, I got more energy, more stamina, feeling years younger.
From the brand that brought you GNC's #1 vitality product and product of the year, Nugenix Total T is our most powerful man-boosting formula ever, because it boosts your free testosterone and your total testosterone. To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text GO to 231-231.
I like the competitive edge Nugenix gives me. Hey, me too. Guys over 40, you need Nugenix Total T, and she'll like it too.
Text GO to 231-231 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. That's GO to 231-231.
You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. Scoreless Conference USA opener in the heat in Jacksonville, Alabama. Down below, Amanda Guerra. Amanda.
Hey, Rich. Yeah, it is definitely hot down here. I'm on the Jacksonville State sideline. You can see they got these big fans not doing a whole lot. We have a thermometer. At one point, it was a feel-like temperature of 130. Now, for Rich Rodriguez and his team, they want to attack this game with tempo. He said that's the #1 thing we want to come out here with. You guys have seen that so far. Now, we're talking lightning speed for this team. They're rarely going to take a huddle. They want to make sure the ball is spotted as fast as they can. So even the guys in stripes are under pressure. But the players have a saying, if it's too hot for other people, it's just right for us.
All right, thank you, Amanda. They like to go fast, and they do practice that, Aaron. After a play in practice, they make sure the carrier or the receiver runs the ball to the official who is spotting it.
It's the fastest way to operate the hurry-up, no-huddle spread, and one of the staples of a Rich Rod offense.
Second down, Webb, that's a bullet, that's caught. Quentin Lane with the catch. Quentin Lane with a first down, that'll move the sticks. Torrey Richardson the stop for UTEP.
Well, Rich Rod was telling the truth, Rich. He told us, hey, I want to throw the ball and be a little bit more balanced, and they've certainly been that here early.
He's always played fast, and he told us yesterday, I want to play faster than that. And he said, if we go down, we're going down as fast as we can.
Differentiator. He's largely credited with creating the zone read concept that's prolific now in college football.
And the no-huddle look. That one is almost caught, and it's incomplete. Sean Brown, the tight end. That's the first incompletion.
Really tough ball for him to try to catch here because he's looking back right in the sun. Look at the angles of the shadow. That ball floated up there. It's amazing Brown even got his hands on it.
Webb will run it, got a block, got a seam, and he's inside the 30, and he's down to the 27, and it looks like he is just short of the first down.
This time UTEP only brings 4, and it's the parting of the Red Sea in the middle, a good late block there, and the official getting his hip in there, and Webb's legs are doing the trick.
Malik Jackson, who's right on the first down stick. I think he's got it.
Jackson, the ball carrier. Tyrese Knight, that Will linebacker, 4th-year player, hit him right in the sticks. This is a defense that was very good against the run a season ago. Their best in 60-plus years.
This is also a defense that's going to rotate a lot of people. Jackson. Kobe Hilton made the initial hit. Jackson got to the 21-yard line.
Number 2, offense, split off. Must leave the game for one play.
Michael Petway's helmet came off. He's going to have to leave by rule for an additional snap. So that gives UTEP a chance to catch their breath, and so will this player that's being tended to.
Time out on the field for the defense.
Cramping is certainly at the top of the list of both training staffs on either side. You heard Amanda's report on the field at one point, 130 degrees. And it is hot, although, and it doesn't diminish the sweat running down our foreheads, but the humidity tonight is not as bad as it was this week. It's actually dropped a bit under 50%.
I'll say that, and it's moist up here, Rich. Let's be honest. It's not the dry heat that UTEP's used to, and certainly not this kid from Southern California, but you got to stay hydrated. We talked about it. Amanda's been all over it. This heat is a real deal, and especially when you're running hurry-up, no huddle, it puts a lot of stress on everybody to make sure that their hydration levels stay adequate. I think I was down a liter or two before kick, my darn self.
Second down 5. Second possession. Gamecocks. Webb throws, crossing pattern. It's bobbled and incomplete, almost picked. Jamari Joyner, the intended receiver. Richardson almost had the pick.
What they're doing now is they're spying Webb. They're sending a rusher late to try to keep an eye on him, both for his legs and for some pass pressure there. Really good protection up front, but it was basically a green dog on that second level for the linebackers. They've got 10 search lit.
Webb's throw, inside screen. I think that's Joyner again. And that play certainly blew up at the 23-yard line.
That's Torrey Richardson.
Talented junior college players that populate this roster for UTEP.
It's really a different style of building these rosters, Rich. Talking with Coach Dimmel, he said, we've been able to take advantage of the JUCO ranks because everybody's so focused on the transfer portal. We're going hard and early for JUCO guys, and to your point, it's paying off.
And by early, they're signing them after their freshman year, not the sophomore year. Hankins made Hardy miss. Flags come down.
Flag number 57.
This is going to back it up.
There is a flag.
Holding. Number 68. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Main first down.
Yeah, this is the dreaded oversight. Jerry Henry got beat inside. He's trying to reach. You see him just comes right inside and has to try to take a hold of Chris Hardy. He's an athletic player, had 5.5 sacks a season ago, 15.5 tackles for loss, and almost had another one there. Got the penalty, and UTEP's now headed the wrong way.
It's an offensive line that averages 307 pounds and has 120 starts. Marcus Vinson in motion. Hardison, little screen pass. It's Mike Franklin with the catch. Out to the 35, spilled out of bounds, right around the 40. And he gets back some of those yards. It's a gain of 11.
Nice play call here by Dana Dimmel. A screen play is a perfect counter to a good, ferocious pass rush, because now those defensive ends that were coming upfield thinking they're getting home just got faked out. That's going to slow down their rush and help out that offensive line a bit.
Second down and 9. Hardison, plenty of time. Now flushed and looking. Fires, and it's incomplete. Bellin along the sidelines, and Jabari Mack was there to make sure he couldn't catch it.
Yeah, but this play started with Quinn Warren, number 90. He's a big old load of laundry. He doesn't give up, and to your point, Rich, it is Swain that gets in there too, but that pressure just a little too much, and Mack is there to make the play just in case.
Now third down and 9.
These gotta have it situations. Zach Alley likes to bring that pressure. You see Some extra players up here on the outside edge. Not everybody's going to come, so UTEP has to be able to sort this out.
The bring 4, and Hardison, pocket collapses, he escapes, but he's going nowhere fast. He's out to the 42-yard line. He's well short of the first down, and there's an injured player for Jacksonville State. Chris Hardy is down.
Number 91.
Just running some games and twists inside. Hardison does a nice job of being able to get out of there. But again, that athleticism and pursuit of Jack State gets home and gets the job done.
And there's Hardy. We had a chance to meet with him yesterday. This defense, maybe a little bit undersized for FBS, but man, are they quick. And as Zach Alley said, these are some of the toughest guys I've been around. And he was at Clemson for 8 years as a student and a grad assistant. Dabo Sweeney, 2 years at Boise State.
I remember his time there, and you just kind of follow these names as they go up through the ranks. He's probably really happy to see Chris Hardy pop up because his 15.5 TFLs and 5.5 sacks led this team a season ago. So it's great to see him jog it off here. Boom. Yeah, just a little self-inflicted wound there with J-Rock Swain coming around that outside edge. Jack State did a beautiful job of collapsing that pocket with just 4 players.
Number 13, Josh Sloan in the 9.
Galvin is deep. Josh Sloan was an honorable mention Conference USA punter last year. Galvin standing at the 15. Sloan, the Aussie, they like that rugby kick. Good reason. It dies inside the 20. Jacksonville State's Conference USA opener. Conference USA debut for the Gamecocks. And they've got a 3-0 lead.
Your first home sees a lot of firsts. From first loves to first steps. Sure, it can be a handful at times.
There's Bosley. Now, Jacksonville State has been able to move the football probably with more consistency than UTEP. UTEP had a big play for a touchdown that was reversed on the bobble on the roll in the end zone. Kelly Akari unable to secure it. Ron Wiggins, Montavious Wiggins, to the 31-yard line. And that's a first down and a gain of 11.
There's so many different wrinkles that you can run off of this zone read concept. They love to pitch it. They'll run misdirection. You got to have disciplined eyes.
Wet fires, broken up and incomplete. Torrey Richardson closing and making the play for UTEP.
Nice job that time by Richardson. Getting over there, timing that up perfectly. Expect a run here.
It is a run. It's Galvin coming around from his wide receiver spot. He'll get to the 36, but this is going to bring up a third down and about 5.
Yeah, Galvin was the only player with more than one receiving touchdown from a year ago, but he can be a run threat as we saw there.
Man, they play fast. Third down and 5. Quick throw, caught. Petway. Down he goes, and he's short of the first down.
I was going to say, it's going to be decision time now for Jack State. That was a well-timed route, but the ball was underthrown, and Petway had to come back on it and basically catch it at the ground.
And we need just a yard. Of course, Zion Webb is a terrific runner in the quarterback spot. Little zone read. He would hand the ball off, and it would be a first down to the 44-yard line. That's another innovation from Rich Rodriguez, is this play.
It's the zone read where you're reading the defensive end. If he crashes down, you give the ball. He did crash down there because UTEP was bringing another force player off the side. But this offensive line for Jack State is getting a little bit of movement up inside and enough there to move the sticks.
Webb, deep shot. And it's incomplete. Second down 10.
He's trying to hit Jordan McCants there. A little bit of late pressure. He can't step all the way into it. He does overthrow into tight coverage. They're ready to rock and roll again here.
On 2nd and 10. Little inside slant. Galvin with the catch. Hilton hits him and drops him immediately. The 49-yard line, well short. It's going to be another challenging 3rd down.
Hilton's not the dude you want to throw at, especially in a quick-hitting play like that. He's a very physical box safety. He's almost like a linebacker, so he loves to see ball, get ball. Great coverage, just strong hands. I may want to take a look at this. No, that looks to be clean. His feet were in. It was just a matter of whether or not he had possession, but clearly he did.
Little read play there, and Wiggins winds his way inside the 30 to the 29.
Big man down.
It's a gain of about 5.
Timeout.
That's Traylon Brown, the center. We met with him yesterday as well. Brown, the senior, and he's one of the guys that has been here a while and has been part of building towards FBS. And all of those seniors and all those players that have been here and contributed, very proud of this day and proud of arriving in Conference USA.
This will be extended into a full media timeout.
We'll take a timeout. 3-0, Jacksonville State.
To help Jersey Mike's tell everyone all about Short Points, we hired magician Justin Willman to spread the word.
Adding chips and drinks to your order just got you closer to free sub.
Thanks. Oh, this one's mine.
Customer reactions have been mixed.
Don't forget this.
Oh, good call. Thanks.
Ooh.
Oh.
Maybe we should have just bought a billboard.
Download the My Mike's app and magically earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, sip, and chip you purchase.
Why do I choose a sleep number smart bed?
So I can keep them all guessing.
So I know their game better than they do.
So I can take my game to the next level.
Because when your bed is this smart, you sleep at the right temperature all night. That's why 80% of NFL players choose the Sleep Number Smart Bed.
Castings. For simple shapes, a complete solid pattern may be used. The mold box is filled with special molding sand that is rammed home around the pattern. The molten metal, at precisely the right temperature, is poured into the mold. The assemblies are tumbled. Shaping is done with the aid of machinery, and the fine finish is evidence of the craftsmanship that has gone to their design and construction.
Meet my boyfriend, Jake.
What's up, everyone?
What is all over your feet?
They're flowers. I study botany.
Resting dad face back there likes plants, too.
Grab some pruners. Let's prune.
At PNC Bank, you can find us in big cities and small towns across the U.S., where our focus is to always support the people who live and work there. Because you call these communities home, and we do too. PNC Bank.
Gamecock center, Traylon Brown, on his way to the sideline. He's on an anchor on that offensive line with an update on a defensive lineman's injury. Let's head down to Amanda Guerra. Amanda?
Hey, Rich. Yeah, we saw Chris Hardy go down a little while ago with that right knee injury, limping off the field. Kind of tweaked it a little bit. They put a brace on it. I went up to him and I said, Chris, you going back in the game? He looked at me with a big grin and goes, oh, you know it.
That's kind of what we got with him yesterday when we visited with him.
Second and 5 from the 29.
Brock Roby, the right guard, is going to slide over to center. And Davion Harley has come in at the right guard spot. Wiggins in the backfield. It's a good-looking drive right now by Jacksonville State. Webb, little fake, and a throw. There was contact. It's over the head of Brock Recksteiner, but no flag. And Traylon Brown is right back in the game, by the way.
And that's really good because Traylon Brown is the junkyard dog. He's really smart. He sets the protections Clearly, Zion Webb's trying to take some shots downfield, but his deep throws just haven't been hitting. And got to give a lot of credit to both of these defenses today. We thought we were going to see some fireworks, but it's been largely a defensive-led game with tight coverage and pressure at the line of scrimmage.
Ron Wiggins in the backfield, 3rd down 5 in UTEP territory. Webb again, and this one with a flag at the 15-yard line. Perry Carter was the intended receiver. He was double-teamed. Torrey Richardson was there first.
Holding. Number 8, defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That's a big flag.
That's a huge flag because it extends the drive. Jacksonville State already has a 3-0 lead. That's a flag that you probably don't have to throw. I think these guys are playing pretty physical. I would have liked to have seen that one stay in the pocket, but I get it.
Inside the 20. Wiggins bounces outside. Wiggins to the 10. Backing over the 5. Still on his feet at the 4. And this is going to be 1st and goal for Jacksonville State. 15-yard carry.
This is an area of the field where they are outstanding.
Into the red zone, brought to you by Verizon. Last year, 45 trips, 31 touchdowns. They were well above the national average for getting points inside the 20.
Webb's only had 3 attempts, but they love to run him down here.
Galvin in motion. Wiggins, end zone, touchdown, Jacksonville State.
Backside tight end, Garrick, number 81, right there, does an excellent job of just caving in that side of the line of scrimmage. And before you can blink, Jax State is up 9-0, about to be 10-0. And it all started with a turnover on downs at midfield by UTEP.
Extra point is good. 12 plays, 80 yards. For Jacksonville State, their first game ever at the FBS level. Their Conference USA debut. How they doing? They're up 10-0 at home.
And really committed to making this work. I'm so excited about the midweek football games in October. I know it's different, but to have the coaches buy-in for that was just huge.
And it makes a big difference because there's so many eyeballs that get a chance to see the quality of the product that you put on. And I know us as analysts, and we're one of those partners, we're looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, and to have these week 0 games to kick us off, you couldn't ask for a better start.
What's the process of going from FCS to FBS for Jacksonville State? I know there's a lot of wheels that are turning that have to complete.
Yeah, it's a very extensive process, and last year they played still in the FCS. Weren't eligible for a playoff in FCS last year. That's the hard part. But this year they count as an FBS opponent. They've met all the criteria, and then they'll finish up. I don't know how you guys talk and watch the game.
We don't either sometimes.
What's going on?
Tyron Smith gets his first catch. Smith is out close to midfield. Let's see where they mark it all the way back at the 43-yard line. So this could bring up a 2nd down and 3. UTEP with the football. Jacksonville State is on top. Rich Waltz, Aaron Taylor, Amanda Guerra, Judy McLeod, Conference USA Commissioner, kind enough to join us on a very, very warm early evening in late August in Jacksonville, Alabama. UTEP on the ground, and that's going to be a first down. Mike Franklin straight ahead. Now, Jacksonville State, we're in this stadium right now, and this stadium is under renovation. A huge football complex going in one end zone. One entire side will be redone as well. They have a beautiful press box and air-conditioned suites. So they got a lot going on here.
They really do. I think they have 9 projects going on campus, athletics and other university projects as well. You know, they've done everything they told us that they were going to do. Everything's in motion, and it'll take a little while until everything's complete, but they are certainly on the right track.
Gavin Hardison and UTEP down 10. Trying to move it past midfield. Franklin, and he is inside Gamecock territory to the 48-yard line. That's what it's going to look like when completed, and they feel they'll complete it by next season. Not only that, the football complex, but the sideline that we are on today will be redone in terms of seats. They averaged over 18,000 a game last year in FCS. Second down, 4. Burgess in the backfield. And this is Torrance Burgess Jr., and he's hit hard at the 44-yard line.
Judy, it's really interesting with the business of football taking maybe center stage towards the end of the summer. We sometimes forget that football's a people game. Traylon Brown, the Jack State center, goes down. And while we were in commercial, you said, man, I hate to see that. He's one of my favorites. And I asked you how you got a chance to meet him. And you mentioned spending time with all of these players and all of the coaches at media days. People forget that relationships really drive this business. And I'm curious as to the importance that plays in the role that you are as a commissioner, having to kind of play both sides of the fence.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, the thing I miss from being an AD and being on campus is that interaction with the student athletes and the young men and women in the programs. And so when we came to Media Day, it's become a tradition now that we meet with all of the players as a group. And it's really great, you know, to learn some of their personalities and find out some of the things that they're interested in, and then answer their questions and see how we can be a resource for them. And, you know, what's important, that football group we're going to continue to talk to throughout the year. We're going to have a group for men's basketball and women's basketball as well.
Second down and 8 here. UTEP on the move and inside Gamecock territory. And they're doing it on the ground right now. Burgess, another chunk there. Judy, thanks for coming up and braving the heat. Stay cool, and congratulations on a great start for Conference USA and a Week 0 debut game.
Thanks very much for having me, guys. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Judy McLeod, Commissioner of Conference USA. UTEP is the longest tenured Conference USA school, and of course here they are facing off in Game 1 for Jacksonville State. Third down and 5.
Finally finding some success in that run game.
Blitz comes, Hardison delivers in time and caught. That's Ballard, and that's a first down at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Ballard double clutched that, but was able to maintain it because he ran his route deep enough. It's good for the first down.
Great contrast in tempo with these offenses. Dana Dimmel is an offense that likes to take their time. More of a pro-style offense. Hardison, quick throw. And Julian Lopez, the tight end, did not find the handle. Second down and 10.
And Rich, we saw a second ago a graphic up there about one of the rule changes today, and that was something that the NCAA and the coaches wanted to implement to shorten games to make it safer. So they've implemented a running clock throughout the game except for the last 2 minutes. Basically what the NFL rules are, with the mission being to shorten games by 7 to 8 plays a game, and you magnify that by all the teams over the course of the year. And without question, it's going to make the game safer and put the players in less jeopardy.
Hardison a handoff. Franklin, good tackle there by Jeremiah Harris. And a third down coming up and about 7.
Here we go. Let's go.
Plays per game last year. Almost 69 a game. NFL at 63. Now, as fast as Jacksonville State plays, they're going to make up some ground here in terms of plays per game. But yeah, Rich Rodriguez said it'll probably end up costing us about 5 to 8 plays a game as fast as we play.
They run that analysis and run the numbers and look at it every which way to Sunday, and it's somewhere between 5 and 8 depending on styles of offense and weather and a bunch of different variables. But
Burgess is going to get just to the 26. And this is going to be a sizable 4th down, and it looks like a field goal attempt. And this will be the first field goal attempt in the career of Buzz Flaviano, the redshirt freshman out of Plano East, Texas. Yes, he is a freshman with a big leg, though. 60-yard range. He doesn't need it here. This is for 43. And he missed it. Pushed it a bit right. And Jacksonville State stays on top, 10-0.
So yeah, USAA, they always have my back.
USAA? You were in the military?
Oh no, I wasn't, but my grandpa was. He joined USAA.
Wide receivers outside of the numbers, a dead giveaway that's a lot of space there, and Moore did an excellent job of filling the alley there, expecting it, and making the tackle.
Long 3rd down, 5 receivers out, and that's way out of bounds. There was contact, but the official tossed his hat, signifying that I think both players were already out of bounds, and an uncatchable ball.
You see Rich Rod's not happy. That's not the sort of 3 and outs you want to go after a missed field goal, giving you some juice. There was a little push there, Rich. Good eye on the contact, but to your point, they were both out of bounds.
Marcus Bellin is deep. UTEP could get good field position here on a 3 and out. Dawson likes the running rugby kick. This time he'll just boot it away. And that's a missile. Going to send Bellin back to the 24. It's the middle of the field and is wrapped up and dropped. 48-yard punt. UTEP looking for their first points on the road. Jacksonville, Alabama.
Meet the team behind the team. The coach, the manager, and the snack dad, all using Chase to keep up with their finances. The coach helps save goals here because she saved for soccer camp there. And check this out. The manager deposited a check. Magic. And the snack dad, he's getting paid back. Orange slices. Because this team all has Chase. Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Why did we choose Safe Flight? For us, driving around is the only way we can get our baby to sleep. So when our windshield cracked, we can't drive this. We needed it fixed right. We went to safelight.com. There's no one else we'd trust. Their experts replaced our windshield and recalibrated our car's advanced safety system. They focus on our safety, so we can focus on this little guy.
Safe Flight Repair, Safe Flight Replace.
Geico makes car insurance easy.
Enjoy your flight. You too.
As easy as saying the wrong thing.
Me too. Really? What?
Dad, why would you say that?
Why would you say that? Do I look like I'm going on vacation, sir?
It's not how airports work, man.
You could?
Dad!
Are we leaving or?
I don't even want to go on vacation anymore.
I thought I knew you.
She has hairspray that is over the limit.
With an app that puts your policy in your pocket, it's easy to Geico.
And you're not wearing socks. Get a grip, man.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Pizza lovers know Marco's is the real deal. Real fresh dough, real signature sauce, 3 real cheeses topped with real meats. Now, get another real deal. Unlimited medium 1-topping pizzas for $6.99 each. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it.
In 2 weeks, we can't wait for the NFL on CBS Super Bowl season to kick off. Week 1, doubleheader. Early games headlined by the Battle of Ohio, Bengals and Browns, and later NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles start their season on the road against the Patriots. We'll see you September 10th. The NFL on CBS.
What an incredible career Jalen Hurts is off to in the NFL. You want to talk about a comeback story. If we ever do an after-school special about him, I want to be an extra in it. Let's go down to Amanda Guerra in a minute here to give us a little bit more on that. But, man, getting benched almost by Tua Tagovailoa in the national championship game to fight his way back and become one of the NFL's best. Man, sports don't get any better than that.
UTEP has come close to points. The 49-yard throw and catch by Kelly Akari, but the ball came loose when he hit the end zone ground. The missed field goal, that's a nice throw. Tyron Smith has his second catch, and now we go down to Amanda Guerra. Amanda?
Hey, guys, yeah, UTEP likes that, but I got to tell you, these players are exhausted. There's a big difference between the two sidelines here. If you take a look at the UTEP sideline, when these players come back to it, they're still in the sun. Their fans aren't blowing cold air, they're just blowing hot air there. They're pouring ice on them. But over on the Jack State side, they have a ton of fans. They're handing them pickle juice. They have tents over there, so much more energized on the Jack State sideline than UTEP right now.
All right, thank you, Amanda. Well, it's hot in El Paso, so, I mean, they've been practicing in the heat all fall. And it's been hot certainly here in Jacksonville, Alabama. Play action, Hardison, lots of time. Big arm, fires and caught. Akari holds on inside the 35. That's a strike by Gavin Hardison.
And that was one of the challenges that Zach Alley had for his defensive unit. He said, they protect. We have to stay in coverage. Those long crossing routes are really hard to stay in his hip pocket. And Travis Franklin Jr. there, the freshman out of Riverdale, Georgia, just gave up a big crossing route, and UTEP's on the move.
26 yards on the throw and catch. Burgess bounces outside. Caught from behind. Fred Perry was a red streak.
That was an excellent move that Burgess put there, but Fred Perry, this is the speed and athleticism that Rich Rodriguez was very confident, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, where they can come and play, and we just saw it right there.
Perry did a nice job to get that right hand around the shoulder pad and not a horse collar tackle. He's got 6 tackles already in this ballgame. 2nd down and 5. That could have been for 10 or more yards had Perry not arrived. Hardison's throw. Bellin, company there. This is a very quick defense, and Jeremiah Harris there to make the stop. Bellin is up and wobbly.
Well, we know they have Old Man Webb. They also have Old Man Harris. He's the defensive side, the 7th-year player. But these guys are getting on their horse and going, man.
You see that right ankle wobble. And Bellin got to the sideline. This is a 3rd down and 3. Hardison is 8 of 11 for 93 yards. And remember, one of those incompletions was on the money in the end zone, but ruled incomplete on review. That would have been for 49 more yards. Ballard in motion. Hardison blitz, hit, ball's loose. I don't think it was a throw, and I think Jacksonville State has it. Larry Worth with the hit. Gamecocks have it. Jeff Marks on the football.
UTEP has been doing such a good job of protecting, but this time Jack State brings that unblocked edge defender off that outside edge, and a great job by Jeff Marks to recover the fumble. The Purdue transfer coming up with another huge turnover. Now remember, Rich, for UTEP, their struggles on the road stem directly to turnovers. In the past, they've been interceptions, but today it's been a turnover on downs and that sack strip fumble right here at midfield, and that's a big reason why they're down here 10-0 with only 2 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter.
Last 2 years, really good at home in the Sun Bowl, not so much on the road, and that's a hurdle they have to get over. Wiggins on the left side, Wiggins to the 42-yard line. Closing in on 2 minutes in this 2nd quarter. Wiggins 7 carries, 46 yards. Setting up a reverse, a fake, and Webb keeps it. He's going to gain maybe 4, short of the first down.
Third and 3 for Jackson State.
3 of 7 on third down. This is 3rd and 3. Webb lobs it up for Brown. Down he goes. He stumbled, but I don't know that there was contact, and it's incomplete. And UTEP's going to, you would think, get the football back.
They keep going to these wheel-type concepts that require precision passing, and to UTEP's credit, they're in the hip pocket of these receivers. They've got to do some crossing routes or some routes where the receivers are at least turned and facing Webb, because he's having a lot of trouble hitting those downfield connections.
Last 2 drives, UTEP's defense, fabulous. 2 3-and-outs.
Been pretty good all afternoon here, keeping this offense largely in check.
That's a kick to the sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds. We'll see where the official marks it. See where the spot is. Right there at the 26-yard line. Verizon halftime report. Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Danny Cannell. Break down the game, get you all caught up on other games around the country. It's all coming up on the Verizon halftime report. Brent Stover Band featuring Kevin Carter, Danny Cannell. Good to have everybody back. Season opens week 0. Conference USA opener. New number, who this? It's Jacksonville State from FCS to FBS, and they've played well in this first half. All right, Aaron, it's 2-minute drill time for Hardison and this offense. They've shown signs of life, but so far no points.
And as a reminder to the graphic that we showed earlier, the clock will stop after first downs because we are inside 2 minutes working towards UTEP's favor here.
Hankins in the backfield. Gamecocks rush 3. Plenty of time. Hardison over the middle, and it's over the head of Zach Fryer, the tight end. 2nd down and 10.
It's really interesting. UTEP's got all day. Hardison's back there making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches when they only rush 3 or 4. But when they bring pressure, they've been able to get at him. So you wonder how aggressive Zach Alley's going to continue to be. I think he should put his foot on the gas pedal and keep coming.
Both teams have 3 timeouts. And if they throw a couple of incompletions here, Jacksonville State will get it back. This is going to be a first down. Caught there by Justian Clark. Stop the clock, move the sticks.
Again, this is the 3 rushers, and you just see the pocket. There's a little pressure there off the outside edge, and that's what you're going to get from a younger player. But I would expect some early down pressure here if you're Jack State to try to disrupt things a little bit, but a conservative again.
3-man rush. This time the tight end's open, and Fryer holds the ball, lost his helmet, may have lost his mouthpiece. That may be targeting. There are flags everywhere.
That's exactly what they're going to look at.
That's a 19-yard catch. Kudos to Fryer for holding on. It's only his 3rd career reception as a minor. And here's our first look.
Remember, Rich Rod, after the first quarter, wasn't happy with a couple of penalties that Jack State had. This might be another huge one here right before halftime. Remember, UTEP gets the ball back.
On the field with a catch, resulting in first down. There's also targeting, personal foul, targeting number 3 defense. 15-yard penalty will be enforced at the end of the run. Automatic first down. The play is at the view.
That was Larry Worth that had the huge sack and strip there. It's hard to see from that angle. Now remember, Rich, they're looking for a couple things. Forcible contact to the head or neck area of a defenseless player, which certainly is the case there. Honestly, with my naked eye, it looks like that's a clean hit by Moore. He's not launching, he's wrapping up. He's trying to keep his head out of it. I don't know if it makes forcible contact. It's certainly not the crown of the helmet. That's about as clean of a tackle as you can get. I think maybe his right hand grabbed the face mask and that pulled it off. Remember, it's really hot here So players are particularly sweaty, which means the helmets can come off a little bit easier.
It looks like helmet to helmet there, though, on that look.
He does drop his head there at the very last minute.
Well, they're obviously looking at this. Worth coming up. It did look like he was trying to get the shoulder involved, but I don't think he ever got there. It looked like helmet to helmet. It's a big call because it's another 15 yards, and
he's been a playmaker here today.
All right, elements that you have to have for targeting.
He did lower his head there before attacking, but it wasn't a spear, if you will, where he's dropping his helmet. He's trying to put his face across the bow. Forcible contact with the crown of the helmet. I don't think it meets that criteria.
Original call has weight.
Big weight.
Right? Because they called it on the field as targeting.
And remember, there's no more stands, so it's either got to be confirmed or overturned. And I think this will be confirmed.
Review. Number 3 is 50 to the end of the run. Automatic first down. To start the clock on the snap. First.
Obviously microphone issues, but once you saw the ejection sign, then it's confirmed. And so Larry Worth is out of the game now.
He's been a playmaker all day here. Had that sack strip fumble on the series before. Second leading tackler here today. 5 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss. That's a big, big loss to this defense that's been playing pretty stout. Give some life to a UTEP team that does get the ball back to start the second half. So if they get some points here inside this last 60 seconds, they'll have a chance to double dip.
Fryer is in the ball game, the man that took the hit, which is good news for UTEP. On the move with all 3 timeouts. A minute left, first half. Hardison fires. Smith, the catch, and the playmaker dives to the 20. Just shy of the first down. It's a gain of 9. So the clock does not stop. It was not a first down. And they still have all 3 of those timeouts in their back pocket.
Yeah, time is not their enemy yet. They're going to want to try to bleed this down as much as they can. They're not even thinking about that. They're figuring out how to try to get these last 20 yards.
This is Hankins, and that's a first down. He gets down to the 15. It's a gain of 6. Fuqua made the stop.
And UTEP appropriately takes the timeout. And that's the benefit of playing clean and not burning your timeouts before. You can run the football, have some positive gains, and then step away and talk about it.
Final moments, first half. We'll step away, back in 30. UTEP in the red zone.
Meet the team, behind the team. The coach, the manager, and the snack dad, all using Chase to keep up with their finances. The coach helps save goals here because she saved for soccer camp there. And check this out. The manager deposited a check. Magic. And the snack dad, he's getting paid back. Orange slices. Because this team all has Chase. Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Chase, make more of what's yours.
27 seconds left in this first half. UTEP on the move. Aaron Taylor, how much of these play calls are affected by the fact that UTEP has a freshman kicker who's missed already today?
Well, Dana Dimmel's certainly thinking about wanting his offense to score to get 7 points to begin with and not put it on the kicker. So you want to be cognizant of it. Now with 27 seconds and 2 timeouts, you're a little bit more cognizant of the time, but you're really dialing up your best plays to your best players here. The red zone is often not about plays, but players may have to burn a timeout after a timeout. UTEP can't get the snap off.
There's a new rule change. I don't think you can call back-to-back timeouts.
Not allowed to call back-to-back timeouts. Therefore, delay a game. Offense.
Yeah, you can't. Now that's one of the new rules this year. You cannot go back-to-back timeouts.
just a major blunder by UTEP, and it's really been that way all afternoon long at times. This is a critical area of the ball game. You take a timeout, you talk about the play that you want in the situation, and they couldn't execute.
Didn't cost them time, but it cost them 5 yards. 1st and 15. From the 20, Smith in the slot.
Still indecision.
It's Ballard in motion. Blitz comes. Hardison steps into it. Fires. End zone. Caught. No. Feet were out. Ballard ran out of field and was on the sideline.
87 off to leave the game for one play due to a helmet off.
And so it's 2nd down and 15, 21 seconds left.
And nobody picked him up. Ballard was wide open, but Hardison throws him out of bounds. You got to put that ball inbounds to give the receiver an opportunity. Derek Carter was making his way over there, but if you're Hardison, you got to throw that football more accurately. That would have been a touchdown.
2nd down and 15. Hardison, 3-man rush. Flips it to the sideline. Burgess gets out of bounds. Well, they're down to 16 seconds left, and it's 3rd down. They do have the timeouts, so they can throw it over the middle or run it over the middle.
A running play is a really good changeup here. You like the size of your offensive line. You're inside now the comfort zone of your rookie kicker, Buzz Flaviano. What's your best 3rd and 8?
Got to get to the 5 for a 1st down. Obviously, they want to get to the end zone before the clock expires. Play clock is down. Got to get it off. They beat the play clock towards the end zone. Akari in a battle, and a flag is down. 10 seconds remain.
That was a panic grab by Kokora Tarnu.
Interference. Number 4, defense. Ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic 1st down.
So down to the 2 now, and 1st down, but there's only 10 seconds left.
But you've got 2 timeouts, so you can still run the football here as a play option.
It feels like you've got 2 shots.
No question. With 10 seconds, coaches always allocate 5 seconds per play, particularly down here in this situation.
Hankins, the strong running back in the backfield.
I wouldn't be surprised if they handed it off to him.
You got Lopez, the tight end, right behind the guard. Hankins straight ahead, driving. Timeout. He is short. And there's your 5 seconds. Now, you've got 5 more seconds and 1 more timeout. And 1 yard to go.
Timeout. UTEP, they're 2nd of the game. Clock operator, please put 6 into, please.
They're going to add a second, so it's 6 seconds.
That's a big second there because you can take a quick shot, possibly over the middle with 1 second left, and have 1 second left with the timeout that you take.
They've gone 73 yards in 8 plays.
You get your field goal team out there if you don't happen to get it. But to say that this situation is huge, remember, UTEP gets the ball back to start the second half. Any score here is a difference maker. If they can get a touchdown, then this flat, tired defense that or team that we heard Amanda talk about suddenly gets rejuvenated. And if you're Jack State, you got to bow your neck and find a way to try to get a stop here to force this field goal. That momentum will carry you well into the second half if they can get that done.
Well, Hankins and this big offensive line got 1 yard in 4 seconds. 2nd and goal. Hankins again, same spot. Is he in? Yes! Touchdown, UTEP, in the nick of time.
Number 87 offense must leave the game for 1 play due to a helmet off.
That Zach Fryer's helmets came off again, but not after UTEP, until after UTEP scored a touchdown. That was huge for the Miners.
When you squat, what is it, 650 pounds? That's the guy you want with the football in that spot.
And And as poorly executed as that offense was, they did a good job of maintaining those 3 timeouts, ended up playing crucial because you can't call runs down there if you're in a deficit in the timeout situation.
The targeting call, pivotal on this drive. It gave him 15 yards. Larry Worth ejected for Jacksonville State.
And then you had a pass interference call, brought the ball to the 2-yard line with 10 seconds left.
Fabiano, his first extra point attempt in his career. Knocks it through. So a really nice drive in the final seconds of the first half of the Conference USA opener for UTEP and the very first game in FBS for Jacksonville State. Fun first half. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. Headed to New York after this. One half in the books. Gamecocks 10-7.
Jump into this week's unforgettable moments, electrifying action, and pure football passion with the Inside College Football Team on CBS Sports Network.
Why do I choose a sleep number smart bed? So I can keep them all guessing. So I know their game better than they do.
There were a lot of mistakes by UTEP early, but it's been a couple different things. The end of that half, but also Gavin Hardison's arm has been a real difference maker for him.
And that shows up in our PNC Bank games summary. 192 yards total, 138, but remember that 49-yarder that was complete and then overturned that would have been a touchdown for UTEP.
And this is a run-based team, UTEP, but on the road it's Gavin Hardison. 52% completion percentage a year ago. He's at 71% today. But it didn't really start out really well for UTEP because, remember, Rich, in the first half on 4th down, they go for it. They try to get a little too cute and have a turnover on downs at midfield. Then Fabiano misses a field goal, pushes it a little bit to the right, and at this point, Jack State is up 10-0. There were turnovers and mistakes and penalties that led to every one of Jack State's 10 points, but it was that running game in the end and that physical offensive line that brought UTEP back into it. And Gavin Hardison and what he's been able to do has been a big difference maker here, and they get this ball back to start the second half. Really interested to see what these adjustments are going to be for both of these teams.
Rich Rodriguez. Second year here. They were 9-2 last year. Of course, success as a head coach, innovator, has created a lot of the concepts and looks that you see in modern college football, from no huddle to hurry up to zone read. Spread offense. The list is pretty big.
It is, and I think they need to get back to running the ball a little bit more. Webb's just not been accurate enough for what they're going to need to do.
All right, our halftime report from Amanda Guerra. Hi, Amanda.
Hey, Rich. Yeah, by the way, a little bit cooler down here now that the sun is going down. I was able to talk to both coaches. Let's start with UTEP and Coach Dimmel. He said, look, if you look at the scoreboard, we have more yards than they do. He was a little bit frustrated by that touchdown that was called back, so his big message to his team was overcoming adversity. But he said, overall, I like the way we're playing. As for Rich Rodriguez, it's all about tempo with him. He says we have to get more first downs on offense. We can't control the tempo if we cannot get first downs. He's pleased with the defense, the way the defense is playing.
Thank you, Amanda. Gavin Hardison was really fun to watch in that first half. He was on the mark most of the half. Big arm, made some nice throws. Hankins looking for a lane, and he'll get maybe 4 yards. Now, Jacksonville State runs fast. I mean, they go up-tempo. UTEP is a little more ponderous, and thus you can see the time of possession in their favor.
And where that really starts to play a role, Rich, is right here in the second half of a hot day. Jacksonville State's defense has been on the field. Now, they want to play a lot of players. Rich Rod told us yesterday, I want to play more players than any other program in the country. They have some depth on the defensive side, but that loss of Larry Worth was a big one. Let's see if they can overcome it. They played pretty well here today, though.
This one breaks loose. Quay Drake with the tackle, not before Hankins gets to midfield. 21-yard run.
Some big blocks by the guards chipping up to that second level, and that's how it looks. The combination blocks and the timing. It takes so much familiarity for offensive lines to get humming, and when you have an undersized defensive line and you come shoulder to shoulder, good things happen.
Hankins now 49 yards on 11 carries. That's really the first one he's broken.
And it was wide open. They brought pressure off the backside.
Burgess. And he's right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a second down and about 10.
The middle linebacker there, Hale, triggered immediately and gummed up the middle and forced that to bounce a little bit outside. That's really what Jack State does so good at. They move on the snap. It makes it really hard for offensive linemen if on the snap of the ball, the defenders are in different places than where they started, because it throws all of your combination blocks off.
Hardison steps, throws, in traffic, and it's picked. Intercepted. Colby Fuquay, the nickelback. Jacksonville State rising up defensively. Gamecocks with the lead and the ball early in the third.
Meet the future. A chef, a designer, and an engineer. All learning to save and spend their money with Chase. The chef's cooking up first with her new debit card.
Hungry?
Uh-huh. The designer's eyeing sequins, plaid. While mom is eyeing his spending. Nice. And the engineer? She's taking control with her own account for college. 3 futures, all with Chase. Freedom for kids, control for parents. One bank for both. Chase, make more of what's yours.
When you drive a Ram, summer is more than a season. It's an opportunity to load up on more toys, to stop looking for fun and be the one who brings it, and to make every day even more inviting than the last, so you can get more in before the sun goes down. Make this the summer you drive America's best light-duty pickup.
Isn't it absolutely bonkers that you can walk into a store, hand someone a piece of plastic, and they will willingly hand over Reese's cups? Forget flying cars. This is it. We're at the pinnacle. Try big cups. They're stuffed with more stuff.
USAA? You were in the military?
No, my grandpa was. He passed membership to my mom, then me.
Huh.
Yeah, if your spouse, parent, or grandparent served, they could pass it to you.
I'll check it out.
USAA, for the military community and their families.
Get back what you put in. Gatorade electrolytes in every drop. Propel Fitness Water with Gatorade electrolytes.
Pizza lovers know Marco's is the real deal. Real fresh dough, real signature sauce, 3 real cheeses topped with real meats. Now, get another real deal. Unlimited medium 1-topping pizzas for $6.99 each. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it.
Costly interception for UTEP, 10-7, Jacksonville State.
One of the things I noticed watching cut-ups of Gavin Hardison is that he stares down his receivers, and that's exactly what he does here. Look at his eyes. He's bringing the entire defense over there. And just a great job by Jeremiah Harris of reading the quarterback's eyes and stepping right in front of Kelly Akari for the interception. And that's been something that's haunted this team, is the road woes start and end with interceptions by their quarterback.
You see the turnover differential cleaned up last year somewhat. But remember, they won just 1 game in 18 and 1 game in 19. Wiggins in the backfield. Now, the Gamecocks, who weren't tearing it up offensively in the first half, they had just 110 yards. And Tyrese Knight, who goes sideline to sideline with the best of them, makes the stop there.
And that was A.J. Odoms did an excellent job of beating the blocks on the outside to make sure that that wasn't an even bigger gain.
Gain of 4. Little fake there. Webb bounces it outside, and he's got speed, and he's got the first down, and he escapes out of bounds at the 44.
Took 2 plays for Rich Rod to make an adjustment. Watch the misdirection here. He encircles the entire defense. Rich, these are the wrinkles that made Rich Rod famous. He faked out the entire defense with misdirection.
15 yards on the run at the 39. Wiggins straight ahead. That zone read where the quarterback reads and then may pull it or keep it. Rich Rodriguez designed that after watching a practice at Glenville State where his quarterback just kind of improvised and did it. And he never really put it into the playbook until years later when he was at Tulane and worked with Sean King, the talented quarterback. Rod Smith is the offensive coordinator. He is one of the quarterbacks at Glenville State. We visited with Jed Drenning yesterday, another one of Rodriguez's quarterbacks at Glenville State.
Now we have Keenan Stewart that's a little slow to get up. And you see Jacksonville State's fired up. They feel like there's maybe some waving of the white flag, but they're feeling some juice and some energy, and that's why you have to protect the football on the road against a team that knows how to make adjustments and make you pay when you're wrong.
Keenan Stewart on his way to the sideline. So when he got to Sean King, all of a sudden he realized, I've got a quarterback that could do that. He could read the end and either pull it or leave it. And all of a sudden that started the whole quarterback zone read revolution. Pat White was good at that. Denard Robinson good at that. Khalil Tate at Arizona.
And he was gashing people with it. Nobody had answers. Now, since then, defenses have started to figure it out, and they mess with the edges a little bit so that you change the read from the defensive end with the linebacker, the safety, sometimes the corner for a gap exchange.
They're down in 3. This may be 4-down territory. I don't think he got the first down. They'll mark it right at the 30-yard line.
I almost feel like if you're Jack State, you got to go for this. This is a big moment in this ball game, and if you don't get it, it's going to jumpstart this UTEP team and going to negate Hardison's mistake. But you have to be disciplined on defense because it's less than 5 yards, maybe 5 inches. You got to stay on sides.
Galvin in motion. Wiggins with the carry.
I think he got it.
He's right at the stick. The spot is coming from the near side.
Well, it was interesting.
Did they get it?
Yeah, the spot got moved where the head linesman ran out was at the 31-yard line, which is beyond the sticks, and then started to peel it in.
The far stick changed to first down, but it was the near linesman and the near stick that stayed on 4th down. And so here comes the measurement.
Ooh, this is going to be close.
Well, I don't know.
I don't think he got it. Not with that spot.
I haven't pulled it yet. Whoa!
Whoa!
No, he didn't get it! By the narrowest of margins.
Let's go back and take a look at that spot. Because, my goodness, that's just the sort of break that UTEP needed. Rich Rod and Jack State being a little bit aggressive, but came up here short to start the 3rd quarter.
Ever wonder why Kit Kats are so delightfully crispy? There's your answer. 1, 2, 3. Tasty wafers covered in creamy milk chocolate. Isn't it nice wafers are having their moment? Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. Add mint to the moment with Mint Duos.
USAA? You were in the military?
No, my grandpa was. He passed membership to my mom, then me.
Huh.
Yeah, if your spouse, parent, or grandparent served, they could pass it to you.
I'll check it out.
USAA, for the military community and their families.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts, can give you your real hair back permanently. Check them out because they're giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to everyone who scans this QR code. Dude, you don't have to look like your dad because this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're ahead of the curve. They use the latest technology to give you your real hair back. And the best part, Bosley's permanent solution is protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Let them show you for free how awesome your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. Scan the QR code. Don't wait. Scan the code now and ask about the Bosley Guarantee.
Officials are looking at the end of the last play, reviewing the spot, and I don't know that they can change anything after we've watched a couple different views.
To the naked eye, it looked like he got it all the way to the 29-yard line. I mean, that ball is sitting on the 29-yard line. You see the heads lineman come in from the bottom. I was watching him in real time to see where the spot is. He's there, then all of a sudden he starts to bend it in.
Well, the challenge for the officials is I don't know that they could see and clearly see the knee go down or when the knee did go down.
Man, that's a tough one.
It is. All right, Hardison right back on the saddle there after throwing an interception inside Gamecock territory in the last possession. And Hankins trying to slip a tackle, gets caught and dropped. Derek Carter there to make the stop. No gain, 2nd and 10.
When Zach Kelly throws this film on, he's going to be really happy with the way that his second levels are filling the gaps and alleys. They knew that they were undersized. They knew that they had to run to the football, and man, are they playing with a ton of heart right now.
Well, wasn't he happy to see his dad, right? Because he grew a mustache just for his father. His dad played at Clemson. Sports a mustache. Zach had never had a mustache. His dad coming to town to surprise him. And so Zach grew the mustache just for Dad. Hardison flushed, pumps, fires into the bench, and it's incomplete. Dad's got to be pretty proud of his son. Zach Alley, the young defensive coordinator for Jacksonville State, mustache and all. He said he's going to shave it after the game. But I don't know, if they win this game, maybe he doesn't shave it.
Yeah, he may have to hold on to it. And one of the things that's unique about him, we really enjoyed our time with him, is that he and all of his position coaches are down on the field. So the only people they have in the box that are their eyes are the grad assistants. He wants his coaches to be able to touch and look in the faces and eyes of his players, and it seems to be working.
Is that a Clemson thing? He was there for 8 years.
Brent Venables is a large influence on him. I don't know if Brent did it to that degree, but he did influence a lot of what he does.
Inside throw, Smith the catch, but he's a long ways from the first down.
Jabari Mack with tremendous coverage there. Remember, Tyron Smith was the player that they were worried about. It's really been Akari that's been more of the deep threat, but look at this coverage, just breaks to the inside. Smith had to come back to that football a little bit. It's got to be thrown on the outside where he can catch and run to be able to get the yards necessary to move the chains.
Josh Sloan to punt. Sterling Galvin is deep for Jacksonville State. They'll let it drop, and it checks up. Takes a Gamecock bounce and is smothered at the 35-yard line. 9 minutes left, third quarter. 10-7 still. Gamecocks.
So yeah, USAA.
One bank with the power of both. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Next Saturday, Big Ten college football makes its debut on CBS. Saturday, 3:30 Eastern. Third-ranked Ohio State meets Indiana. Prime time, Texas Tech at 7,200 feet taking on Wyoming. Sunday at noon, another Big Ten matchup. Northwestern and Rutgers. And then number 18, Oregon State and San Jose State. A big weekend of college football. Next Saturday and Sunday on CBS. Some history here for the Big Ten. 3 teams inside the top 7 in the preseason rankings. First time since 1962.
Yeah, the East is a beast. And only one of those teams up there, Michigan, as a returning starter at quarterback. The West should be pretty interesting this year as well.
Gamecocks now. And that's going for no yardage. Malik Jackson to carry. James Neal made the stop for UTEP. If you're just joining us, this is the Conference USA opener and the debut of Jacksonville State at the FBS level, their very first Conference USA game. They had a 10-0 lead in the first half. UTEP scored in the final seconds of the first half. Zion Webb, middle shot, incomplete. Carter broken up by Broussard. Flags down in the backfield. Did they hit the quarterback?
Personal foul. Cleanup passer. Number 0, defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
It's about as clean as it gets, and another costly mistake.
Clean in terms of easy call?
Easy call there, yeah. Drops his head, launches, he hits him with both forearms. But that's a penalty all day long.
Midfield now. Jackson breaks a tackle, gets loose. Jackson's 20. Jackson to the 10. Out at the 5. Broussard ran him down. 41 yards.
Trajan Hugie right here, number 12, right there, misses a tackle, and that's what allows it to go. Some good blocking on the perimeter, and that's the big play by Malik Jackson that this Jack State offense wanted, Rich. We haven't mentioned it much tonight, but Anwar Lewis, the returning leading rusher from a season ago, has been banged up, just recently started practice, and wasn't ready for tonight's game. So players like Jackson and Wiggins and Evans have had to step up, and boy, did Jackson do that there.
Horizon red zone, 1-for-1 is Jacksonville State. They go by Jacks State. That's the rebranding. With Rich Rodriguez, Jackson left side, into the end zone, touchdown, Gamecocks. 7 more yards, and an impressive drive. Flags are down. The roughing the passer penalty certainly helped fuel the drive, but a good finish by Zion Webb and company. And that late flag sits at the back of the end zone.
The result of the play, touchdown. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike number 1, defense. That's his first unsportsmanlike of the game. 15-yard penalty forced on the kickoff. We will try it down.
Take a look at the center right here. Traylon Brown, this reach block combo with the left guard right here. Boom. That's exactly the route that Malik Jackson need to be able to follow that rail and hit his head on the end zone. Gamecocks offensive line taking over.
Malik Jackson, remember, had the big run. Almost tackled into the red zone and then into the end zone. And the Gamecocks stretch the lead to 10.
Meet the team behind the team. The coach, the manager, and the snack dad, all using Chase to keep up with their finances. The coach helps save goals here because she saved for soccer camp there. And check this out. The manager deposited a check. Magic. And the snack dad, he's getting paid back. Orange slices. Because this team all has Chase. Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Chase, make more of what's yours.
When game time runs into dinner time, a hero must rise. Like DiGiorno Rising Crust Pizza. Because delicious fresh-baked taste straight from your oven always wins. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Turn for this offense.
You get him back onto some rhythm throws, some high percentage short throws, things that he likes, in breaking routes, stuff on the perimeter. But you'd love to dial up your run game. It just hadn't been there.
Hardison throwing on the run, and that's into the bench. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Great coverage by this secondary for Jax State.
And what they're doing, Rich, is they're spying him. They're letting the offensive lineman declare, and then there's a late force that shows up. They've done that several times, almost like they're spying him, expecting him to run, but it's a green dog situation. If the backers guy doesn't go out into a route, he can dislodge, and there the pressure made the difference.
Jalen Smith has 4 catches, but for only 30 yards. He's their deep threat. Hardison fires, and that's Smith, a sliding catch. Did he catch it? Nope, incomplete.
Really incomplete pass. 3rd down.
This ball has to be thrown with a ton of mustard. It looked like it was high enough. I just don't know if Smith was able to hand. Oh!
Deflected.
Great job by Hale there, getting his fingertips on it at the very last minute. There were 4 defenders surrounding him, so Hardison had to put some zip on it, and he did. But Hale made a play with his middle finger, and it came up short.
Suddenly it's 3rd down and 10. A short throw. Fryer, the tight end, makes the catch. But that's well short of the 1st down.
You see Hardison's frustrated, and he is. If you're going to throw a route that's short of the sticks, and this is the 2nd drive in a row that's ended that way, you got to put the ball in a place to the tight end where he can turn and try to puncture the defense and get north and south. Back-to-back 3-and-outs by this team, running routes that are short of the sticks, punting away to a Jacksonville State team whose run game is finally getting heated up.
And that comes off the interception, and then you get 2 3-and-outs. A lot of time left here, but right now Jacksonville State's in a good spot.
It was a huge punt.
Galvin is dropped right at the 14-yard line. Big punt by Josh Sloan. They're actually going to mark that right at the 14-yard line. Zion Webb and the Gamecocks after a 56-yard punt from UTEP. Rich Rodriguez plays fast, so there'll be no, hey, let's chew up some clock here.
No, and they're feeling a little bit juiced. I've been watching the sidelines for Jack State. They're feeling themselves on both sides of the ball, and that's a great opportunity for UTEP. This defense, it was Conference USA's best, that returns 8 starters from that unit, has a ton more depth this year to step up and make a play and bail out their offense a little bit.
Straight ahead. When you're talking about experience, I don't know that there's any more experienced quarterback in college football than Zion Webb. He's in his 7th year. He's 24 years old. He has 2 children.
Enjoyed talking with him. He was talking about how time management is suddenly taking on a new meaning for him.
Good ball fake. That's great pursuit. Galvin, the intended receiver, and Elijah Johnson got that left arm in and knocked it away. Watch this.
Yeah, we'll take a look first at Malik Jackson right here. Scanning late there. Boom! Comes in and gets a block. That's having a head on a swivel. And just a beautiful job there at the very tail end by Johnson of breaking that pass up, Rich. You were all over that.
Third down here. 3 of 9 on 3rd down. And this is 3rd and 8.
UTEP's got them right where they want them. Now they got to finish.
5 receivers, 4-man rush. Webb gets out and is loose. Has the 1st down. Slides in safely to the 34-yard line. He actually had another 10 yards of green in front of him.
It's weird to see somebody that runs as fast as he does be this conservative. You're right. It's almost like an end-of-game situation where he's sliding there. There's 10 more yards of pay dirt he could have easily had before somebody would have made contact.
He may be thinking, hey, I'm a father of 2. I got to be careful out here. to the 36 and to Amanda Guerra. Hi, Amanda.
Hey, Rich. Well, we all know Zion in his 7th year by now, but after last season, he wasn't sure he was going to get the eligibility to play. He didn't want to risk it, so he still showed up at spring practice. Word didn't come, so he told us it got to the point during the summer. He was really frustrated. He was close to walking away, and it was one of those hard summer days when word finally came. I'll let this play go.
Webb. And as you would expect, Amanda, it came in a technological way, right?
Yeah,
modern way.
It came in an email, but he said that day he was close to giving up, and he talked to his teammates, and they said, have patience. You teach us patience. Have that patience. And so sure enough, after practice, he went and checked his email. There was the confirmation he was going to be able to play. He went screaming back onto the field to tell his coaches, his teammates, and he says, this year, this is everything for me.
And he told us, too, Amanda, he's kept that email on his phone just in case, like, the referee wants to check. Hey, what are you doing here? Is this his 7th year?
Nope. He has it right there. He said he kept it there, and in case he was running out today, somebody questioned him. He was ready to show it to him.
They're down 5. Blitz comes. Webb, quick throw, got a man. It's Jackson. And that's a first down, and it's into UTEP territory to the 45.
There's 2 third-down conversions a row that UTEP had an opportunity. Nobody picks up Jackson out of the backfield. Beautiful play call and execution. Nice pitch and catch there for Webb. Remember, they were pushing the ball down the field in the first part of this ball game. They're getting back to these short controlled passes and using Webb's legs on third down to move the sticks also.
Jackson hit right at the 40. James Neal.
And Rich, I want to go back to Webb sliding there and mentioning that it's almost like the end of a half or end of the game where you're bleeding the clock. They're still running tempo, but there doesn't seem to be the same urgency that we've seen before, and you wonder if it's a slight change in strategy for Rich Rod, where he's not running at a breakneck pace.
So it's fast, but it's not Ricky Bobby fast, which we are about 30 miles northeast of the Talladega Speedway.
You ain't first, you last.
3rd and 4. Webb pulls it, and it looks like he's got the first down. 34-yard line.
This is that beautiful misdirection. It's a counter play to the left and turns into a lead to the right. With Webb, the design ball carrier, and that splits the defense. It puts a lot of pressure on them with their eyes because you see all this movement going to the left, and you have to turn it into fast flow. Then all of a sudden, whack, they hit you out the backside.
9 plays on this drive, 7 runs. This the 10th play. And Webb this time pulls it, and I think he might want to reconsider because he was planted. Sione Tongahua, I believe, was the guy that planted him.
And he hit the ground pretty hard there. And I don't know if his shoulder hit or his legs were twisted up, but it didn't look right. What UTEP's doing is they're bringing pressure off the outside edge to take away that perimeter.
That was not Tongahua, it was Logo. Incomplete. That one thrown behind Wiggins. Good coverage on that side there. Tyrese Knight in coverage. Knight is their best tackler's linebacker, but we've seen him in coverage a lot. Down the field, sideline to sideline.
UTEP playing coverage here.
Webb again tucks it. No slide here, just a stumble and a lunge. And he did not make the first down. Well, let's see where they spot it.
I was going to say, man, this would be a great place to run a screen, but a draw is also a good place to do that as well. Will Olstein, the left tackle, was running downfield trying to get out in front, but he comes up short, and they're going to have to end up kicking a field goal here.
Alan Karadzic. Hit a 40-yarder. This from 44. And Karadzic pulls it and missed it. And Rich Rodriguez on a hot August night getting fired up. UTEP missed a field goal. Now Jacksonville State has missed one.
Man, Rich, that was a 13-play drive that covered 60 yards. Project just pushes it to the left. Both of these kickers have struggled a little bit to close out drives for their offense. Worked too hard to get down there to make those mistakes. Now let's see if UTEP can make them pay.
Minute 21 left, third quarter. This quarter seems like it's taken forever. Little throw to Tyron Smith. Again, that's catch number 5, but he really hasn't had that one of those big hitters. They've done a nice job of keeping him from getting deep. His longest reception, 11 yards.
Yeah, he's only averaging 6 yards per catch in this situation. Very little running after the catch, which he was so good at as a slot receiver, and a big reason why he had over 1,000 yards in 22.
It's a gain of 8, 2nd and 2. And this is Burgess. Burgess with a burst, cross midfield. And into the 47-yard line of Jacksonville State.
Burgess is a slasher, and he used great patience here to let his line get out in front to set up his blockers. Just a counter. That patience right there, boom, stutter step and puncture it back. That great pursuit that we saw earlier from Jack State didn't show up there. Burgess made him pay.
It's a part of the field where Gavin Hardison and UTEP turned it over early in this third quarter. And Hardison taking a book out of Rich Rod's playbook, pulls it and gets down to the 41-yard line. It's a gain of about 7. As time is about to expire in the third quarter in the Conference USA opener. UTEP and Gavin Hardison on the move, down 10 in Jacksonville, Alabama. Gamecocks and Miners on to the fourth.
CBS Sports Network goes all in with the World Series of Poker. We're talking a full house of characters in a competition flush with cash. The World Series of Poker on CBS Sports Network.
Old Trapper Beefs. Tough snacks.
Out here, nothing comes easy. That's why you gotta be tough. My truck, it's tough. My crew, definitely tough. But Old Trapper taught me the value of tenderness.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Oh, it's a puppy.
The fact that this Reese's ad showed up at this exact moment proves that your devices are listening to your stomach.
Attempt here. Now remember, Rich, the last 2 times they got stopped on third down, they threw the football with routes that were short of the sticks. Let's see what Demo and company draw up here.
Might be 4-down territory, especially if they pick up a couple yards at least on a 3rd down and 5. Play clock is short. They get it off. And that's Hankins.
Yep, here's that opportunity you were talking about. It's decision time for Dimmel. Now Flaviano's got a super big leg, but I don't know if it's this big.
Remember, they were stuffed on 4th down, which was kind of a pivotal play in that first half. That's Scotty O'Hara, first year as the offensive coordinator.
Julian Lopez, number 43, coming in. They're getting lots of big bodies there.
They're short on the play clock right now. They're going to have to take a timeout, it feels like. And they do. So UTEP
supposed to be a 30-second timeout.
Is going to take a timeout on 4th and 1. Now, the last time it was 4th down, they had a really odd set where everybody huddled around the tackle box. All 11 players were in that tackle box, and it looked like they were trying to draw Jacksonville State off sides. Instead, they snapped it late in the clock, and Hardison ended up getting sacked. He was looking for the tight end who was unable to release from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I watched the Charlotte game last year, and they hit a big touchdown off of that same look. but they set it up 3 or 4 times prior to that with that same formation and sneaked it. Then they had a belly play that they converted, so maybe a little too cute, a little too early. I highly doubt that they do that here. We're going to see that big jumbo formation, and I think you have to let this offensive line that has a 30-plus pound weight advantage convert this opportunity here for you. But now they're in shotgun.
4th down and a yard. Long count. The big man falls forward, has the first down. Hardy the stop. Hankins. That weight room work is paying off.
He was injured a couple years ago, but he looks healthy here, and that's what you have to do, Rich. Just get the ball, drop your shoulders, and pick up the sticks. You know, pipes. It's like you at Planet Fitness this morning.
Well, look, I mean, I don't squat 660 or whatever he does. Hardison rolling for the sideline. He's going to get there and get out of bounds. It's a gain of about 5.
Nice
with a hit.
Yeah, nice decision there by Hardison. Extremely well covered on the back end by Jack State. They're changing the picture on him a little bit, and you'll see that that was an opportunity where they moved the launch point. When Hardison's been a sitting duck, he's been getting hit like one. So UTEP historically likes to move the launch point, as we just saw there on 1st down, and his legs did the rest.
Hardison airs it out. End zone. Caught. No. Did he get it? Akari. Touchdown. Remember the first one in the first half. He bobbled on the way down. This one he secures 32 yards and a score, and Gavin Hardison hits a big one.
Just incredible body control and tracking that time by Kelly Akari. These coaches said that this wide receiver group across the board had a really good camp, led by Akari. That push off there, the twist and the torque, and this time there's no question about him securing that ball, and Hardison's big arm and Akari's eyes do the rest.
Huge play for UTEP. .74 yards, 8 plays, 4 minutes. Fabiano to draw within 3, and he splits it. A lot of football left here. Kelly Akari from Gavin Hardison. Open up, make the catch. That's 6 points.
Mass General Brigham. When you need some of the brightest minds in medicine, this is a leading healthcare system with 5 nationally ranked hospitals, including 2 world-renowned academic medical centers. In Boston, where biotech innovates daily, and our doctors teach at Harvard Medical School, and the physicians doing the world-changing research are the ones providing care. There's only one.
Anwar Lewis, last year's leading returner, and his touchdown and catch, he's absolutely been a difference maker, and so's Hardison. He calmed himself down through a nice dime. And how about Ron Wiggins? It's a nice 1-2 punch on that side of the football. Jacksonville State has 194 rushing yards. Only one team ran for more yards against this very same defense a year ago, and their name was Oklahoma.
That's impressive stuff.
And I say that to say if Jacksonville State is worried about whether or not they can play at this level, at least on the ground, against a really good defense, that answer's yes. They've got a 3-point lead, but can they close this thing out?
Good throw there. Petway makes the catch. Just call Florida State and ask them what they think of Jacksonville State. Had that great Hail Mary upset back in 2021 in Tallahassee.
How about James Madison that made the jump last year?
They're down at 3, man open. And that's Wiggins out of the backfield. And a good delivery by Zion Webb. First down.
That play works because he gets rid of the football so quickly. You surround the defense, the ball gets on you before you know, and you get the necessary yards. Now there's some urgency, as before in the third quarter it seemed like Jack State was trying to milk it a little bit, or at least taking their foot off. They're back to Talladega super speedway speed.
Full throttle. Galvin on the reverse. Good pursuit. Sideline to sideline. Trajan Hugie makes it. Now remember, to keep the hurry on, these ball carriers or receivers are taught, get the ball to the official who is spotting it. Don't let the officials handle it. Take it to the guy who's spotting it. That helps them go even faster. And Jackson is down at the 46-yard line. The third down and a long 4, maybe 5.
And in certain cases, Rich, you'll see Jack State players actually put the ball down on the hash when they're going super tempo time. This third down call is critical, obviously. Each one, as this game starts to tick away, starts to grow in importance, especially in a three-point game. They've had success with short passes out of the backfield. Let's see if UTEP brings pressure and forces this situation to happen more quickly than Jack State wants.
Webb, sideline, and that was coming in hot and high. And it was Jackson out of the backfield, shaking his fingers. It's incomplete.
There's pressure laid off that backside. Webb just sailed it. It was there. Jackson was open. It was just an off-target throw.
It's a big stop by the UTEP defense.
Huge. Exactly what they need, and their ground game's starting to heat up now. Also a little bit, but Hardison's arm is going to be key, but he has got to protect the football.
Dawson to punt it. And he really gets into this one. Fair catch called for and made at about the 13. 10 minutes left here in Jacksonville, Alabama. Conference USA opener and a 3-point lead for the hometown Gamecocks.
Isn't it absolutely bonkers that you can walk into a store, hand someone a piece of plastic, and they will willingly hand over Reese's Cups? Forget flying cars. This is it. We're at the pinnacle. Try Big Cups.
Kind of looks skinnier. He's even more shifty and nimble than he was before. They said somehow he put on weight and it made him better.
And Amanda, the weight training staff told him to stop with the squats because he was going too high. They were afraid he's going to get hurt. 650, 680. It's like, hey, that's enough. We know you're strong. Hardison has a lane. And he puts a shoulder down and gets out to the 23-yard line.
Watching Hardison on film, he's not a big runner, had under 100 rushing yards last season, I believe, but he does have some athleticism and mobility. He's not going to kill you with his legs, but just as he did there, he can give you a chance and, in certain cases, convert the sticks as well.
Third down 1, and this is that formation that didn't work on fourth down in the first half.
Now they're going for it.
They stay in that formation, and on 3rd and 1, there's a push. And they've got the first down.
That's UTEP football right there.
What do you call this formation?
It's just wedge blocking. We saw it a lot in the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. And it's just about power and leverage, getting your shoulder pad underneath the opponent's shoulder pad and leg drive. Not pitter-patter and chopping your feet, but moving people off the spot against their will.
Down 3 on the move, 8 minutes left. UTEP. Burgess, the slasher, is going to get a yard and a half. The question you asked at the end of the first half was Gavin Hardison had a good first half. Could he have a good second half?
Well, his numbers, first half 12 of 17, 138 yards. In the second half, he's been 4 for 8 with an interception, a touchdown, and only 49 yards. And that was what we saw last year with him. He was a much better player statistically in the first half than he was in the second, and his interceptions tended to show up on the road.
Second and 7, and getting through to the next level is Burgess. Wade Drake made the stop.
It was a nice hard run. Sorry to jump on you there, but Burgess isn't the biggest of runners, but he runs hard here. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage, but just runs through arm tackles. And you're right, Quade Drake was there. But man, that should have been stopped for no gain. Now it's 3rd and short. This is where the Miners live, man. This is where, if you're on the road as an offensive line, you want to take the game over just under 7 minutes, and you need at least a field goal to tie this puppy up.
5 plays on the drive. They've not thrown it yet. Blitz comes. Hardison will throw it, and it's incomplete. Fryer, the intended receiver, and Fred Perry's been making plays all night, and he just made another one.
Just good tight coverage here. He stares down his receivers. He doesn't give them a chance. It allows the defense to be able to break on those short breaking routes. That one was past the sticks, but unfortunately for the Miners, it was in front of pretty good solid defense, and now they're punting the football away with a team that's been red hot in the second half running.
Galvin will watch it bounce out of bounds. The official will line it up. 6:35 left in this football game. And Jacksonville State, a 17-14 lead. Their debut in FBS and in Conference USA. So far, so good.
Meet the future. A chef, a designer, and an engineer. All learning to save and spend their money with Chase. The chef's cooking up first with her new debit card.
Hungry?
Uh-huh. The designer's eyeing sequins, plaid. While mom is eyeing his spending. Nice. And the engineer? She's taking control with her own account for college. 3 futures, all with Chase. Freedom for kids, control for parents. One bank for both. Chase, make more of what's yours.
When you drive a Ram, summer is more than a season. It's an opportunity to load up on more toys, to stop looking for fun and be the one who brings it, and to make every day even more inviting than the last, so you can get more in before the sun goes down. Make this the summer you drive America's best light-duty pickup.
Up next, Deli Witch from Hot Pockets. Ham and cheese on delicious bread, a must-pack for every parent. We now go to Matt, currently stuffing his face.
Deli Witch from
Hot Pockets.
Awesomely portable.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened?
With the lead and the ball, end of that last drive. Zion Webb, Rich Rodriguez not happy. Remember, he threw an incompletion high on an open receiver. And Logan Smothers, the transfer from Nebraska, will take his first snap for Jacksonville State in a crucial situation. Smothers will keep it and is blasted at the 35-yard line. It's a hard-earned 3 yards.
James Neal came up and filled remarkably, but the coaches were impressed with Smothers. They said he's been banged up, his shoulder's coming along, but he's a true dual-threat quarterback. The transfer from Nebraska, we saw that speed and acceleration there, a little bit more pep in his step than Webb does. Rich Rod clearly thinking that a change in quarterback can help here at the end of the 4th quarter.
Smothers will keep it. We were told by Rod Smith, the offensive coordinator, playbook stays the same for these two guys. They have similar skill sets.
And if you're Zion Webb, you got to keep your head in this game. Take a look at that. December of last year, had shoulder surgery, left this spring from Nebraska, entered the portal, commits to Jack State. He's learning the playbook, still rehabbing that shoulder, but clearly cleared to go, and they're counting on him big here.
Smothers not thinking about throwing, going to try to run it, and UTEP gets a 3 and out. And the question we were going to ask, how fast would Jacksonville State go with their up-tempo offense? Well, they went fast, but they went nowhere.
Yeah, I'm not real happy with that play calling there. If you're going to make a change at quarterback, you're going to run 3 runs. Zion Webb can do that. And you see Rich Rod's trying to coach him up about what was taking place. I just think that's too conservative of play calling, 3 quarterback runs in a row if you're making that switch this late in a 3-point game with so much at stake. Maybe he's doing that also to calm Zion Webb down, because they know that they may need him here in the fourth quarter.
That's a great punt, and it rolls inside the 15. 51 yards for Jack Dawson on the punt.
Control for parents. Nice. One bank for both. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Tip of the cap to the band. They got here long before the start. 130 on the field. It was hot. Coming up next, Game 2. Conference USA doubleheader. FIU and Louisiana Tech. Keep it here for kickoff on CBS Sports Network. Hank Bachmeier making his debut as the quarterback for Louisiana Tech, and indirectly, or maybe directly, UTEP was the last straw, so to speak. Bachmeier entered the portal the week after Boise State lost at UTEP last year.
Hit the portal, ended up at La Tech, and as a true freshman went on the road and beat a pretty good Florida State team, just like Jack State did not too long ago.
UTEP football, deep in their own territory. Was started on the ground. And Mike Franklin over the right side.
Now, if you're UTEP with a little over 4 minutes, this is exactly what you want. You're in your 4-minute offense. Their play calling in the second half so far has been 16 runs to only 9 passes. They've got 2 timeouts left. They would love to methodically go down the field and at the very least kick a field goal to tie it, but preferably win and not give Jack State an opportunity to get back in it. But they've got to operate cleanly. They've been off target at times today with some miscommunication and late snaps.
Franklin cutting back, and he gets out to the 20. There's a flag down. Helmet came off from Zach Fryer. I think it's like the 5th time he's lost his lid. This may have been pulled off of him, which would be a penalty.
And Mike Franklin's slow to get up also.
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Number 91, defense. The 15-yard penalty is enforced on the end of the run. Automatic first down. Number 87 of the offense does not have to leave the game for 1 down. Does not.
It was pulled off his head. Chris Hardy with the penalty. Mike Franklin slow to get up.
That's the 3rd time I think we've seen Fryer's helmet come off, but clearly he grabbed a hold of it.
He doesn't have to leave because it was forcibly removed.
And what they were trying to do when they do make you leave is penalize players for playing with your helmet too loosely. That was a trend for quite a while, and they implemented that rule, and it cut it down significantly, making the game safer.
Out to the 35-yard line. Hardison pulls it, fires it. Open man, Akari with the catch. Stiff arm, out of bounds, inside Jacksonville State territory, 21 yards.
Seemed to be a little bit of a bust in the coverage there, and here's a situation that works in UTEP's hands because remember, after the first down, the clock keeps moving because we're outside of the 2 minutes, so UTEP is more than happy to keep ticking away, because this makes it less and less likely if they can score here that Jacksonville State will have time to respond.
Again, you got Hardison wearing number 2 with Luke Laufenberg's name on the back in honor of the...
They better fill a gap.
It's going to be a first down. And I don't think he's going to get much at all. It'll be 2nd down and about 10.
Now you saw what UTEP saw. They saw this big hole here. But what happens is on the snap of the ball, they invite it. UTEP changed the play and watch this boom right in the hole, forcing Burgess to the backside. That's kind of a bait and switch technique that we've seen with this defense. Now you see us, now you don't. There they didn't see him, but they sure did for the no gain.
2nd and 10. Hardison's going to keep, and he's got a nice gain, and he spins around a hit and gets down to the 33-yard line. That's a first down and a 10-yard pickup and a big play.
Hardison's legs are coming up huge. Fred Perry, 25, is going to miss a big shot right there. He's trying to kill shot. He drops his head. He's not making any attempt to tackle. 25's got to be careful and stop being cute and wrap that quarterback up and possibly squirt the ball out. You love being physical, but play with fundamentals.
Talk down to a minute 45. Bouncing out of on the outside and then scampering out of bounds is Burgess. And this drive has been terrific for UTEP. It's eaten clock. It's been efficient. Beneficiary of a flag.
Yeah, J-Rock Swain thought he got held by the tight end over here as he was trying to let go and felt like it didn't get called. That's a good block there. It looked clean. He let go clean enough. J-Rock wasn't happy. But I got to tell you, man, Fryer's been having a heck of a game and been in the middle of all kind of stuff.
After a 6-yard gain, Burgess this time gets hit hard. Hoskins with a hit. And this is going to be third down and short.
Now this is going to be huge. Because remember, no man's land for Flaviano. In this situation with this much time, this isn't going to be 4-down territory, I wouldn't think. So you get the conversion and keep this drive going. If you don't, then you got to kick a field goal. Man, do you want to put that on the kicker here?
Well, timeout. There's a lot to think about, certainly.
Timeout. UTEP.
You're down 3, and
this will be a 30 seconds.
Of course, the kicker, Buzz Flaviano, is a freshman in his very first college game. And we told you he's in practice kind of got an interesting pattern. From 39 in, he's been money. Between 40 and 44, not so much, but better once he gets past a 45-yard kick.
And this, if he comes up short, would be a 42-yarder, literally in the middle of the most difficult range that he's struggled with all fall camp.
Now, we've seen creative play calling on 4th and short and even 3rd and short. That sledgehammer type formation where it's just power straight ahead. This time, a little more conventional on 3rd down and 1 with the big man, Deion Hankins, in the backfield.
Yeah, you put this on your O-line. Don't get cute here.
Got to get to the 23. To throw it, Hardison's going end zone shot, and it is incomplete. Carter was on him, and now what do you do on 4th and 1?
I don't know, but what the heck were you doing there on 3rd and short? You're going to throw a fade? Now, granted, that ball was there, but that's not a high percentage play. And credit Derek Carter for getting his hand in there. An incredible job by Akari to even have a chance to track that ball. But now you're going for it on 4th down. They better get this.
1:21 left.
Here comes Zach Alley. He's bringing it, and now they're taking their last timeout. Man.
And with this last timeout, this is the ball game, right? I mean, they don't make it on 4th and 1.
It's over.
It's over. They can't stop the clock.
That whole thing was mismanaged there at the end.
So all the chips seemingly are pushed out on the table here.
Remember, cute play calling got him in trouble on 4th down in the first quarter that led to the first points for Jacksonville State. That was a well-thrown ball. Akari had a chance, and Akari had to track it, but why are you calling that when you have this offensive line and you've been averaging 5 yards a carry here in the second half?
All right, it's 4th and 1. If you are going for it, how do you go for it?
I would sneak it. With this down and distance, you have to believe that your veteran offensive line with over 120 career starts can get you half of a yard.
They're going for it. Hankins in the backfield. No timeouts left. UTEP down 3. Absolutely have to get this first down.
Changing the play. Watch the clock.
Hankins in the backfield. They'll throw it. Hardison looking, fires, and it's intercepted! The Gamecocks! Oh, goodness! They threw it! Jeremiah Harris with a pick.
Old man Harris, the 7th-year senior, makes UTEP pay for its foolishness. 2 plays in a row with half a yard to go. Your legacy for UTEP and Dana Dimmel is being able to finally win on the road. You've got a shot, and you put the ball in the air twice and going home with an L. No timeouts left. Jack State shows up huge, and Rich, you cannot overstate what this does for the confidence for a team making the jump up to the FBS.
Harris, 8 tackles, and the game decider with the interception. UTEP with a marvelous drive until the very end. And today's player of the game brought to you by Old Trapper Beef Jerky.
It has to be Wiggins. Just a great job of running the football, just big backing people all night. Anwar Lewis not available, but it was really Wiggins that jump-started them in the first half, but that continued to the second half, and it was his production for a run game that really struggled early on that carried him through to the end to the best play in football.
It's all over, but the shouting, and the shouting is just beginning. What a night for Rich Rodriguez and Jacksonville State. Their first game in FBS is a conference game. Their first conference game in Conference USA. And a big stop defensively. The Gamecocks are 1-0, and for Dana Dimmel and UTEP, they're going to start the season at 0-1.
Rich, keep in mind, they play Incarnate Word, then go on the road at Northwestern and at Arizona. This could be another 1-3 start for them.
Amanda Guerra is down below with Jeremiah Harris. Amanda?
Hey guys, yes, here with Jeremiah Harris, who made that interception to clinch this game for you guys. First game in FBS. Walk me through that last couple of minutes there.
It was a miscommunication. We were supposed to shake it, but Mother Satan didn't come over, so I just had to play 2 receivers, and he just threw it to the receiver, and I just broke on it, and I got to make a play, so I just broke on it and made a play.
You have been here 7 years. You started off as a walk-on. Now you take your team into this next era, into FBS. What does this mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, Jacksonville, we came a long way. I feel like we deserve to be in FBS. We should have been in FBS to all the dogs that we had here. So I just feel like we got to take advantage of it and just stick to it and just keep playing ball.
So what is the message now to Conference USA, to FBS from Jacksonville State, or Jax State, I should say?
We coming. We coming. We got to earn our respect. We coming.
Jeremiah Harris, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Nice job, Amanda. This is a big, big win to make a statement like this. First FBS game. They take down UTEP on a hot, hot day. Rich Rodriguez said, I'm going with T-shirt and shorts, man.
And this is what he does, man. He turns programs around extremely quickly. How hard did their defense play? These guys were undersized. We were almost in shock when J-Rock Swain walked in and Chris Hardy. We knew how productive they were, but you looked at the size differential compared to UTEP, and you were like, oh, okay, how's this going to happen? You do it because you play with a hard edge and you earn your success. That has been the only mantra that Rich Rod has talked about with his guys from day one, and boy, did they show up and deliver tonight.
We walked by those 2 signs yesterday in our visit with Rodriguez and his players. Hard edge, earn your success.
Man,